Hello guys, this is What If Naruto Was the Warrior of the Leaf. I hope you will enjoy this video. Let's begin.
A young boy was running through his village, Kanahagakure, the village hidden in the leaves. The child was around 5 years old, had beautiful blue eyes, and spiked blonde hair. His most distinguishing feature was the 3 whisker-like scars on either side of his face. A mob of villagers were chasing after the boy. Shouts of "Die Demon" could be heard coming from the crowd. The boy ran through alleys and shops throughout the village, hoping to elude those chasing after him. Unfortunately, he found himself cornered in one of the alleyways. There was a wall behind him, in front of him, several Konohanain. "This is the end of the line for you, demon. You've plagued our village for years, pulling pranks and all forms of mischief in the time since the Yondaime defeated you. We will not allow his sacrifice to be in vain. We will finish you off once and for all," spoke one of the ninjas. He was tall, had long dark hair, and red eyes with the Tomo seal of the Sharingan. He was joined by 2 more ninjas bearing the same eyes. The group of them made a set of hand seals and shouted, "Katan, Gukaki no Jutsu." 3 large fireballs hurtled towards the young boy. Upon his face was a look of fear. He knew his pranks were not the good thing to be doing, but he felt that, despite his mischief, he did not deserve this. Tears streamed down his eyes as the fireballs hit him. He screamed as the pain sent his body into shock. Afterwards, the 3 ninja, members of the infamous Uchiha clan, approached the child and kicked him several times to make sure he was dead. "Good riddance," spoke the leader of the group. "Let's go, Fugaku," spoke another member. As the mob dispersed, a member of the elite group known as the ANBU approached the boy. He wore a porcelain mask depicting a weasel. Behind the mask, he was crying as the sight he saw. He ran up to the boy and checked for a pulse. The boy was still alive, and his body was healing at a somewhat rapid rate. "I never knew I would be so grateful for the demon's presence," though the ninja to himself. He took the boy to the place he knew he would be treated properly, the Hokage's tower. He raced into the building, not bothering to alert the guards of his presence, and raced to the Sandaime's office. "Hokage-sama," shouted the masked ninja. "Oh, Kami, what happened to the boy?" spoke the Hokage. "He was attacked by another mob led by my father and other members of the Uchiha clan. I will tend to the boy, Itachi, and will keep him under watch." "Thank you." "I do not deserve thanks. I should have tried to stop them." "Itachi, there is little you could have done. You would have become a victim yourself. As great as your skills are, you are no match for half the village." "You did well." "Thank you, Hokage-sama. Is there anything we can do?" "I'm afraid I can bring no laws to bear on your clan. It will be opposed by the civilian council. I have no solid proof of their involvement." "I'm sorry, Itachi. For now, the best I can do is protect the boy from further attacks." The masked ninja nodded and left the boy with the Hokage. The Hokage took the boy down into a room located below the tower, a secret room where the boy could not be found by others. "Minato, I'm sorry this has become the fate of your son. Forgive me," the Hokage thought to himself. The Kage of Fire began a series of seals, forming green chakra at his hands, and began healing the boy. Meanwhile, in the depths of the child's mind, a creature began stirring. It was locked up on a large cage, located in what appeared to be a sewer. The Kyubi, the 9-tailed demon fox, awoke from its 5-year slumber and reflected on what had happened to her. "Where am I, and how did I get here? The last thing I remember was I was out with Madara. He told me he had something to show me, and then he showed me his Sharingan. It was different than any Sharingan I saw in my encounters with Uchiha clan members over the years, and, fire, people running in fear. What were they afraid of? Who is attacking them? Oh no. It's me. How is this possible? That Sharingan. Madara, he tricked me. The fox began crying profusely. In all her years of life, she thought she would never find someone to care for, and then she met him. She finally felt love. And now she felt betrayal. Her sorrow turned to anger, then to sorrow again when she realized what had happened. That man, this one known as the Yondaime, he sacrificed himself to protect his village, and sealed me in this child. He told me never to reveal to the child the truth, but I must tell him about me. I can help him. He should not suffer for things beyond his control. The boy began to stir, but there was something different about him. There was a small aura of red chakra around the boy, and his eyes were red with black slits. The Sandaime backed away, and then the boy spoke. His voice was strong, yet feminine. You are the current Hokage? And you must be the Kyuubi. What do you want? Do you plan to use this boy as a vessel for continuing your destruction of my village? I never wanted to destroy your village. I was tricked by someone. Tricked into attacking your village. I feel much regret for what happened. I do not come out asking for forgiveness. I wish to let you know I shall protect this boy from now on. I will help him to grow strong. Very well, Kyuubi. I must make one request. Do not tell the boy about the attack. I have made it a law that the truth of the attack never be revealed to the younger generation. It was my hope that this would prevent the violence the boy has suffered. It saddens me to see the boy suffer like this. It saddens me, too. I will keep the truth from the boy. I will leave it to you to determine when the time is right. No, it was never for me to decide. This is the will of the Yondaime that the boy will not be told the truth until he reaches the rank of Chunin. So the boy is destined to become a ninja. Very well. I will help as I can. There are limits, though. It's hard enough to speak as is with this seal in place. I'm sorry, but I cannot release the seal. To begin with, I do not know how. Second, I'm not so quick to trust a demon. I understand. I hope to earn your trust in time. I grow tired. I've done my best to help heal the boy. Fighting the seal is very tiring. Please, protect the boy. The demon's chakra faded, and the boy's eyes turned back to blue before closing. The boy was sleeping peacefully. The Hokage had a faint smile on his face as he left the room, locking it tight, to make sure no one would disturb the child. The demon fox within the boy looked around at her new home. She used her remaining chakra to return to her human form. A flash of light preceded the appearance of a beautiful woman. Her hair and eyes were a matching red. She had the ears of a fox, as well as 9 red tails. She sat down and rested with the boy, thinking to herself, if I am to reveal myself to this child, it should be like this. I do not wish to frighten him, and perhaps he may find comfort with me, if no one else in the world. The Hokage looked out his window. Moments ago he summoned Itachi, the one person he could trust with the boy. You summoned me, spoke the masked ninja. Itachi, for this mission, you will not need your mask. At least, not for this part. Itachi removed his mask as the Hokage continued, Itachi, I will place the boy in your care. I heard you recently found an apartment to live in outside the Uchiha clan compound. I want you to live with the boy there. Keep him well guarded. When you take the boy into public, bandage his scars, and make sure no one finds out who he is. To the best of my knowledge, the villagers believes him to be dead, and will not be looking for him. Very well, I accept. The next morning, Itachi took the boy to his apartment. He didn't expect to see his younger brother, around the same age as the boy, to be there. Brother, who is that with you? Asked the child. Sasuke, this boy is Naruto. He will be staying here with me, spoke the ninja. Why can't I live here with you, Nai-san? That is for father to decide. Sasuke, you must not tell father about Naruto. Let it stay a secret between us, okay? Itachi gently flicked the forehead of his brother. The boy smiled and nodded. Itachi knew he could trust his brother. His brother looked up to him, more so than their emotionally distant father. When Naruto awoke, Itachi asked the boy what he could remember from the past day's events. Itachi was happy to hear the boy had no memory of what happened. Some things were best forgotten. Itachi told the boy that they would be living together for a while. He didn't explain why. He warned Naruto that he must not go out into public without him, and that he had to hide the whisker marks. Naruto whined a little, but decided to listen to Itachi. "Hey Naruto, how about I take you and my brother to one of my favorite places to eat tonight?" spoke Itachi. Naruto was excited. Later that evening, Itachi went to get his brother, and they headed off to Ichiraku Ramen, Itachi's favorite restaurant. Naruto and Sasuke started talking to one another. "So, you're the one who gets to live with my big brother?" "What's your name?" spoke the dark-haired boy. "I'm Uzumaki Naruto," spoke the blonde, with a voice of pride. "Uchiha Sasuke, proud member of the Uchiha clan," spoke the dark-haired boy. "I like your clan. Everyone who is part of the clan Itachi and Ai-san is part of must be cool. Don't be so quick to trust everyone, Naruto." "Not every Uchiha is a good person, but many are," Itachi interrupted. He didn't have the heart to tell the boys how badly his father wanted to kill Naruto. It hurt him to think about it. He was also worried about Sasuke. He was concerned his father might influence him in the wrong manner. He did not want his younger brother to be corrupted by the beliefs of the Uchiha leaders. Itachi was considering going to his father to ask to look after Sasuke, under the banner that he would train Sasuke personally. The boys started talking happily together. They didn't take long to get to know one another, and were bantering on as if they were brothers themselves. The group made it to the restaurant together. "Hey, old man, I have a couple first-timers with me today," spoke Itachi. "Oh, and who do we have here?" spoke an older man, the owner of the restaurant. "This boy is Naruto, and this is my younger brother, Sasuke," said Itachi. Both of the boys were a little shy at meeting a new person. The old man smiled, and asked what the group wanted. Itachi ordered a pork ramen for himself, and another for the boys to share. Itachi struck up a conversation about his last mission outside of Konoha. It had something to do with fighting off 2 cells of Iwa Nin on his own. The two boys kept talking about boy things. Sasuke talked about how he was looking forward to being in the ninja academy soon. Naruto liked the sound of the academy, and spoke of wishing to join. The group finished their meal, and thanked Old Man Tucci for a pleasant evening. Itachi dropped off Naruto at their home, and went with Sasuke to talk to their father. "Father, I have a request to make," spoke Itachi. "Very well, Itachi, what is it you want?" spoke his father. "I want to ask if you don't mind Sasuke staying with me for a while. I will be able to give him special training. I know that you are busy with the police force, and that you don't have as much time to spend with Sasuke. I will be able to train him in my time away from the ANBU. I believe this would be very beneficial for him in his entry into the academy." "I see, and what do you think, Sasuke?" spoke the older man. "I want to stay with Itachi. I want to learn some of his cool fire jutsus," spoke the young boy. "Very well, Itachi. I will let Sasuke stay with you, but don't be a stranger, okay? Don't be afraid to stop by every now and then. Your mom would be rather upset with me if I let you two go without telling you this." "Don't worry, father, I'll be sure to stop by as often as I can," Itachi spoke, though he had no intention of visiting his father very often at all. Itachi left with his brother, smiling at how easy he accomplished his mission. "So, I'm going to get to live with you, and Ai-san? This is great. So, when are you going to start training me?" said Sasuke. "Easy does it now. First of all, I'm going to train Naruto, too. And second, after my next mission. If it's all right, I want to rest for the next couple of days. That last mission I had was rather tiresome." "Okay, Ai-san," spoke Sasuke with a hint of sadness in his voice. Itachi and Sasuke made it back to Itachi's apartment. The apartment itself was rather large. A couple bedrooms, a nice kitchen, plenty of space. The perks of being an ANBU. Naruto was still up, waiting for Itachi. Ah, Naruto, you're still awake? You should be asleep, said Itachi. I wanted to wait for you. Wait, Sasuke, spoke Naruto. Sasuke will be here with us for a little while. Now, let me set up your room. You two don't mind sharing a room, do you? Spoke Itachi. The two boys nodded. Neither one really had friends. Naruto was hated by just about everyone, and Sasuke was held to the confines of the Uchiha compound. After Itachi set up a second bed, he left the boys to rest. He went over to his room and thought things over. I hope this works out. This will be for the best. Having them both here will give them both someone to talk to. Someone their own age. I can't be around all the time. But those two will always have each other to keep company, Itachi thought to himself as he drifted to sleep. As Naruto drifted off, he found himself in a sewer, with an elaborate gate with a sign on it with the word seal. Inside, there was a beautiful, young-looking woman, with the features of a fox. Where am I? Spoke the young blonde. We are inside your mind, Kit. I am Kyubi no Yoko. I was placed here a while ago, spoke the beautiful demon. Why were you put here? Never mind that, Kit. It's not important. I just want to tell you something. I'm here to look out for you, Kit. You'll always have me here. I'm always around if you need to talk. There's one more thing, if you ever find yourself in a tight spot, I can lend you my power. I can protect you. Itachi and Ai-san will protect me. I know he will, but who will help him? I can help you to be strong, one of the strongest ninjas ever. You mean, I could be even strong enough to become Hokage? If that is your goal. A little hard work, and anything is possible. The boy smiled, and shouted over and over again that he was going to become Hokage. Kyubi rolled her eyes, and thought over if it was worth it. This kid is going to give me a serious headache. I think I liked it better when he was quiet and shy. So, how do I get out of here, Kyubi? The Kyubi stood still for a moment. You just think of leaving, and you do. This is your mind, after all. Naruto did as he was told, and drifted off to sleep, leaving Kyubi to herself. I hope he never has another outburst like that again. These ears are too old to have to put up with that. Well, not so old, but sensitive Kyubi thought, realizing she accidentally thought herself as old. She made a bed in her room and went off to sleep, thinking of ways to give her prison a makeover. A man was walking through the Uchiha compound. He had longer dark hair, average height, thin, yet muscular. He was heading out to see what his best friend Itachi was up to. In Itachi's apartment, Naruto and Sasuke were still fast asleep, while Itachi was preparing breakfast. Maybe I should go see what Mom is cooking, and use my Sharingan so I can make something decent, thought Itachi to himself. A small smile went across his face at the idea. His smile turned to a frown when smoke started rising from the pan he was using. He was attempting to make pancakes. Unfortunately, the prodigy ninja of the Uchiha clan was a terrible cook. As the man from the Uchiha compound neared the apartment building, it didn't take long for him to figure out which apartment belonged to his friend. The smoke pouring out of the window was a dead giveaway. The smell of burning food woke up Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto began to panic, thinking the building was on fire. Sasuke knew better. He went to the kitchen to confirm his suspicions. Well, it seems you still can't cook, Ai-san. Maybe you should go see Mom, and use your Sharingan to copy her cooking, spoke the young Uchiha. Itachi glared at his younger brother. Not that he wasn't thinking of the idea himself, but he never really was in love with the idea of using his Sharingan to cheat off of others. He makes a habit not to use the copy abilities his Sharingan unless he was in a desperate situation or wanted to attempt to aggravate his opponent, one of the two. Itachi heard a knock at the door. Sasuke, could you take care of this? Yeah, sure, as soon as you lower the counter. Itachi frowned. He temporarily forgot his brother was still short. Right, then, Sasuke, could you answer the door? Spoke the frustrated Uchiha. Sasuke nodded, and went to see who was knocking. He opened the door to see someone he knew, another member of the Uchiha clan. Saukue? Are you here to see Itachi? Spoke the young child. The older Uchiha smiled as he looked down at the boy. Well, Sasuke, you here to see your brother? Come to bail him out of another kitchen disaster? The two laughed as Itachi came out of the kitchen. Breakfast is ready. Oh, Saukue? Hey, what brings you here? Said Itachi. Oh, just thought I would see what you were up to. Glad to see some things will never change. You know, you should use your Sharingan to copy the cooking style of someone who knows what they are doing. It would go a long way to cutting down on the smoke, spoke Saukue. Itachi glared at his friend. The kind of glare that sends shivers down the spine. One his enemies would be well familiar with, if it weren't for the ANBU mask. Saukue shook a little at the sight. It was then that Naruto emerged from his room. He didn't hear Saukue enter, and didn't know about covering his scars. Hey, what is going on? Started Naruto. I thought the building was on fire. Nah, that was Inai-san's cooking. He may be a skilled ninja, but he couldn't cook a decent meal if his life depended on it, said Sasuke. Saukue took a look at the boy, and noticed something strange. 3 whisker marks on either cheek. Where have I seen that before? Wait, isn't that the Kyuubi kid? Didn't we kill him yesterday? No, it can't be. He wouldn't be here at Itachi's house. Must be some fun thing the kid likes to put on his face, or something. Hey, Itachi, what's with the blonde kid? He doesn't look like one of us. Where'd he come from? Questioned Saukue. Well, the Hokage asked me to look after him, stuttered Itachi. The Hokage? Is he related to a feudal lord, or something? Hardly seems fit for an ANBU such as yourself, said a confused Saukue. That's just it. He's the feudal lord's nephew. I was asked to look after him for a while. Something about some, IWA names trying to kill him, lied Itachi. Oh, I guess that makes sense. I don't suppose you could tell me any more about it, said a still unconvinced Saukue. Afraid not, the Hokage doesn't want me to make it public. Officially, he's here to train under me before entering into the academy. So, don't go around telling people about it, Itachi said as he started to feel a little nervous. At that point, Saukue bought into what Itachi was saying. Saukue told Itachi about the next meetings of the Uchiha Council and that his father urged him to come. Itachi frowned, grumbling about how Saukue said he was only coming by to see how he was doing. The group had some well-done pancakes as the 2 Uchiha ninjas spoke of what they had been up to. Itachi told the story of his mission concerning the IWA nin he spoke of the previous night. After their meal was finished, Saukue returned to the Uchiha compound. Itachi breathed a sigh of relief as Saukue left. He didn't expect him to stop by, and didn't have time to explain to Naruto he needed to hide his scar marks when someone came to visit. The group rested for a few more days. Itachi went out on a mission, leaving the boys in the care of his mother. He explained the situation about Naruto, knowing he could trust his mother not to reveal Naruto's secret. Itachi loved his mother dearly, and wished her kind spirit would rub off more on his father. After his mission, Itachi decided it was time to try and train the boys. He knew the test for the Uchiha youth was successful execution of the Gokaki no Jutsu. However, he was not sure if Naruto would be able to execute the technique or not. He thought it over, and decided he would try to teach the technique to the boy. He knew he couldn't try an affinity card, because neither child knew how to control their chakra. Itachi woke the 2 up early one morning, and took them over to one of the training grounds he frequented often. It was an empty field, scorched from what appeared to be many long days of practicing Ketan Jutsus. Sasuke, I know you know this, but I'm going to repeat it for Naruto. The gateway into manhood for a member of the Uchiha clan is successful completion of the Gokaki no Jutsu. Now, watch, I'll show you two the hand signs, spoke Itachi, as he started making the hand seals. He made the sign snake, ram, monkey, boar, horse, tiger, and shouted, Katan, Gokaki no Jutsu. Itachi sent a large fireball out into the field. Naruto and Sasuke were impressed. Now, in order to perform the technique, you need to control your chakra, you have to gather it into your chest, and blow it out. Easy enough, right? Sasuke and Naruto stood next to each other, and tried out the technique. Itachi wasn't too surprised to see relatively weak fireballs from both of them. Well, it seems Naruto can perform the technique. I guess I'll just have to have them practice for a while. They weren't nearly as big at Itachi and Ai-san's. I wonder what happened, spoke Naruto. Yeah, and Ai-san's was so awesome, and ours were small, said Sasuke. Easy, now. You should be glad you were able to make a small fireball. It will take practice, but you will improve. Contrary to popular belief, my fireballs were just as small when I first started, Itachi told the two boys. I'll leave you two to practice for a little while. Take as much time as you need, just make sure to be back for dinner. If you keep this routine up for a little while, you'll master the technique. Itachi was cut off when he heard Naruto shout, Katan, Gokaki no Jutsu at the top of his lungs, and launched a fireball that was just larger than his own. How did you do that, Naruto? Do it again, shouted an excited Sasuke. Naruto attempted to do it again, but with no success. It was the same as the first one. Ah, that last one was so cool. It was even bigger than Ai-san's, shouted Sasuke. Meanwhile, in Naruto's head, the Kyuubi was laughing. She was rather amused by the look at Itachi's face when she used Naruto's body to execute the technique herself. She felt rather happy with herself. Now, let's see you beat that one, Uchiha, she shouted, breaking into laughter. She had since remade her dank, sewer prison into a small house, complete with all the creature comforts. The fence was still there, but if she didn't have to see it, then it wasn't so bad for her. Must be the Kyuubi. There's no way Naruto could have mastered the technique like that, and there's no such thing as a fluke when it comes to something like this, Itachi thought to himself. The boys spent the next several weeks practicing the technique over and over again. Each day, their fireballs grew in size and intensity. The boys cheered each other on. When one outdid the other, the boy explained what he did differently until they were matched up again. Near the end of the third week, the boys went to gather Itachi, believing they had perfected the technique. Itachi and Ai-san, shouted the boys, we did it. We mastered the technique. Oh, did you? Itachi responded, well, you don't expect me to just believe you, do you? Let's go and see these fireballs of yours. Itachi headed out to the training grounds with the three of them and watched as both executed the technique flawlessly. Their fireballs just smaller than his, but that's about what he expected from the two children. That's about what he could pull when he first mastered the technique. He was proud of the two boys, both his brother and his adopted brother. He decided to take them both to Ichiraku that night to celebrate. Before they left, he wrote a message for the Hokage. He made a report for the Hokage every week about any investigations he was involved in, not to mention how things were going with Naruto. Meanwhile, Sarutobi had just finished his dinner and was on his way to finish some last-minute paperwork that was due the next day. He muttered to himself about how there had to be an easier way to do his paperwork. He stopped when he saw a bright flash of light headed towards him. He dodged a fireball sent in his direction and looked around. He saw two ninja, disguised in front of him. They began making hand seals, and shouted, Katan, Hosenka no Jutsu. Sarutobi was able to dodge the fireballs shot at him, and began making his own hand seals. Oh, so you want to play with fire, do you? Two can play this game. Thought Hokage as he shouted, Katan, Karyu Enden. He spewed a stream of fire at the two nin. They escaped, one of them shouting, "You'll get yours, fox lover." Sarutobi was not amused. He wondered what the man was talking about. He noticed an item one of the men dropped. He picked it up and saw it was an identification badge, one belonging to a member of the Konoha police. This must mean those two were of the Uchiha clan. Why would they be attacking me? Sarutobi thought as he returned to his office, only to find it was in shambles. The paperwork he laid out for himself was scattered all over the room. As he gathered up everything, he noticed something was missing. Itachi's report is gone, then that must mean Itachi and Naruto are in danger. The Sandaime knew there was little he could do to alert Itachi in time. As Itachi and the boys were on their way back to Itachi's apartment, they were ambushed by two disguised ninja. One attacked Itachi directly, while the other tried to get a hold of Naruto. Itachi told the boys to run off. Itachi was able to fight off the first ninja. He ended up plunging the ninja's own kunai into his throat. Itachi didn't pause to dwell on what he had done, and went after the boys. The second ninja had already caught up to them, and drew a kunai. He held up Naruto, and was about to slit his throat when Itachi delivered a kick to the ninja, knocking him away. And falling down from the man's grip, Naruto ripped off the mask the ninja was wearing. Itachi was shocked at the identity of the ninja. "Saukue? What are you doing? Why are you attacking us?" spoke Itachi. "Your father ordered me to kill you and the Kyuubi boy. We found out he was with you after looking at this." Saukue held up Itachi's report. "I didn't want to have to do this, but you leave me with little choice." Saukue threw several shuriken at Itachi. One cut his face, drawing blood. Itachi backed up and activated his Sharingan. He knew he was in a rough spot. He left his katana, kunai, and shuriken at the apartment. He would have to use his jutsus. Saukue activated his Sharingan and ran at Itachi, kunai in hand. "Katan, Hosenka no Jutsu," shouted Itachi as he sent multiple fireballs at Saukue. Saukue avoided them, only to feel Itachi land a punch to his gut. Saukue coughed up blood as he fell back. He quickly regained his stance and made a slash at Itachi with his kunai. He cut through Itachi's shirt and made a cut near his shoulder. The cut didn't draw much blood as Itachi delivered a kick into the gut of his best friend. Itachi made several quick hand seals and shouted, "Katan, Gokaki no Jutsu." The fireball grazed Saukue as he threw several shuriken at Itachi. Itachi dodged most of them, grabbed one, and threw it back at Saukue, hitting him in the shoulder. Blood soaked Saukue's shirt near the shuriken. Saukue couldn't move his left arm. Itachi walked up to him and asked him, "Saukue, why? Why are you doing this? You're my best friend." "Orders are orders, Itachi. That boy, that demon, they must be killed. We can't let another tragedy unfold. And since old man Sarutobi is having you guard him, that means you have to die as well," Saukue told Itachi. "You don't have to do this. There are other options. If you can prove the council is responsible, we can arrest them and—" "No." Saukue cut Itachi off. "You have to arrest the entire council. This was a unanimous decision. It's over, Itachi. If you so much as step foot in the Uchiha compound, you'll be killed on sight, and then we'll kill the brat." "Why, Saukue? Itachi is your friend," spoke Sasuke, who had been watching the fight, along with Naruto. "This is an adult matter, boy." "Stay out of it," shouted Saukue. He kicked away Itachi and grabbed Naruto, drawing a kunai to his throat. "This is the end. No more demon, ow." Naruto had bitten Saukue's arm, causing his to drop down, moving his head into the path of the shuriken thrown at him. Saukue only had a few seconds to see the shuriken before it went straight into his eye and into his skull. Saukue fell to the ground, blood pouring out of his eye socket. The Sharingan in his right eye faded as Saukue's life left his body. Itachi was broken at the sight. He meant to hit Saukue's arm so he would let Naruto go. he didn't expect Sasuke to move as he did. Sasuke! Sasuke! Itachi screamed. A small aura of chakra erupted from around Itachi, and his eyes changed from the regular Sharingan into a larger form, the veins in his eyes bulging. Sasuke and Naruto backed away from Itachi, scared of what they saw. Neither of them had seen a Sharingan like the one Itachi now had. No, boys, I'm not upset with you. It's okay, now. Everything is fine. I'll talk to the Hokage and... No, Itachi. Your eyes, they're different. Interrupted Naruto. What are you talking about? This is just my Sharingan. Itachi said, sounding confused. Sasuke handed him a mirror. The eyes looking back made Itachi drop the mirror. This can't be the Manjikyu Sharingan. I thought it was only a myth. Itachi made his Sharingan return to normal before disappearing, then attempted to call back the Manjikyu. He succeeded, but ended up with a small headache and quickly returned it to normal. Itachi looked at the two boys. I guess this is a little harder to explain. This is a more powerful version of the regular Sharingan. That's the best explanation I can give. Itachi placed a hand on his head. Nisan, are you okay? Asked Sasuke. I'll be all right. Apparently my new Sharingan puts a strain on my eyes. I just have mild headache, that's all, spoke the older Uchiha. Itachi wasted no time in rushing the group to the Hokage's tower. Itachi left the boys outside of the Hokage's office. Itachi told Sarutobi everything about what had happened, and that the entire council had decided on the attack. The Sandaime told Itachi about the attack on him and the missing report. So, Hokage-sama, what's our next move? Itachi, I've been thinking this over. What you told me confirmed my suspicions. For a while now, I've had high-ranking members of your clan council under suspicion for a while now. Ever since the beatings of Naruto began. Each time, Naruto was burnt in some way or form, meaning fire jutsus were used. From the incidents the boy could remember, he told me several of the men had red eyes, suggesting they had the Sharingan. This proves it. The bastards even tried to attack me, spoke the Hokage. I heard they had some kind of message to deliver to you at the last meeting. I had no idea this is what they had in mind. They probably discuss these things while I'm out on missions, said Itachi. Yes, it is about missions that this next part entails. Itachi, I'm about to give you an SS rank mission. Do you understand the implications? Asked the Hokage. I understand, replied Itachi. Very well, your mission is to kill the members of the Uchiha Council responsible for the beatings on Naruto, attempted murder of both Naruto and myself, and a possible coup d'etat. You are going to do this as yourself. No mask, no codename. You will become a missing Nin. I will do my best to keep the Hunter Nin away from you, but understand, I can have no ties to this. The result would cause a fundamental breakdown of our society. On the other hand, I can't allow the council to continue their actions. If they succeed in killing me, more than likely, they will nominate one of their own for the position. If they haven't killed Naruto by that point, they would waste no time in doing so. You would see martial law, and a leadership style similar to that of a dictatorship. I've spent many of nights thinking of ways around this option, but it appears we are out of time. We need to move before they do. I'm sorry, Itachi. You are the only person I can trust this to. Do you accept? I accept, Hokage-sama, replied Itachi. I will try to give you financial support. There is one condition I have. I'm taking Naruto and Sasuke with me. I need to be able to continue to protect Naruto, and those wishing to get to me may use Sasuke against me. Also, I need you to make sure my mother will be cared for the same reasons. The Hokage grumbled to himself. Very well, I will see to the safety of your mother, and will try to secure enough funds for the support of Sasuke and Naruto. You best look after them. I expect to see them back here to be able to pass the genin exams upon their return. I'll look into exonerating you, but it will be several years. In all likelihood, you may be an old man before you, yourself, may return. That doesn't bother me. I want to keep those I care about safe, replied Itachi. He had a serious look on his face, a look he always had before a mission. I've been wanting a chance to get even with those hurting Naruto, even father. No, he's no father to me. If he's trying to bring down all I've come to stand for, he's no father to me, thought Itachi, as he left the Hokage's office. He gathered his weapons, and told Sasuke and Naruto to meet him near the gate. Several hours passed. Sasuke and Naruto were beginning to worry about Itachi. I'm going to look for him. He's never been this long before, said Sasuke. But we don't even know where he is. He told us to wait here. What if we miss him, replied Naruto. The boys didn't have to wait for too much longer. Itachi arrived at the gate. His face had blood spattered on it. He smelled of fresh blood. The boys asked him what happened. He told them he was attacked again. He told them they had to leave the village and lay low for a while, and that they would have help from the Hokage. I can't let them know the truth, not now. I'll leave that for the Hokage to decide. I hope Mother understands what I've done. It's unfortunate there were so many guards. Konoha will be without half their police force, but this is for the best. Itachi thought to himself as the group left the village. Two boys were walking through a forest towards the town known as Konoha. They looked up into the sky and thought over the events that took place since their time away from the village. It has been over 6 years since the two last saw the village. And it was the first time they had intended to spend a great deal of time from their sensei and brother figure. The two boys continued on their path. The first boy was a blonde, wearing black pants and a matching black shirt. The back of the shirt had a small fan on the back. The boy was wearing a mask that covered the lower half of his face. The second boy was in a pair of black shorts, with white wraps around his knees. He was wearing a black short-sleeved shirt, with a collar that came up near his mouth. His shirt had a much larger fan on the back of it. This boy had longer black hair. He had white wraps around his elbow to match those on his knees. Both boys were wearing black, toe-less shoes. It has been a while, hasn't it, Sasuke, spoke the blonde. Yes, close to 7 years, right? 7 years since Nai-san killed the traitors of my clan. I hope Ka-san will not be mad with him, spoke the dark-haired boy. Itachi and Nai-san did say he left a message for her. From what you've told me of your father, I doubt she would be so upset. She might even have been relieved, replied the blonde. Kid, I believe you need to better understand how women work. Even if he wasn't so great a man, she had to have loved him at some point. Love is often helpful when bringing children into the world, spoke a woman from inside the mind of the blonde. I guess so, replied the blonde. Having another conversation with QB? Asked the dark-haired boy. Yeah, she says your mother may have missed your father more than we would think she would, replied the blonde. The dark-haired boy known as Sasuke smirked as the pair continued on their way to Konoha. As they neared the gate, the blonde reached into his pocket for something. Naruto, please tell me you didn't lose it, Sasuke spoke to the blonde. Oh, relax, it's right here, Sasuke, Naruto said as he pulled out a piece of paper. The two walked up to the gate. The two guards looked at the boys and asked what their business in the village was. Naruto handed the guards the sheet he held in his hand. The guards looked it over and allowed the boys into the village. Their next destination was the tower of the Hokage. Sarutobi was sifting through another pile of paperwork, grumbling to himself. Why does the strongest ninja in the village have to go through this ritual day in and day out? It's not fitting. I should be out among the villagers, giving out pearls of wisdom, training some, even training myself. The only thing I've exercised rigorously lately are my hands, the Hokage thought to himself. He heard a knock at the door. He was glad to have an excuse to take a break from the paper pile and allowed the party knocking to enter. He was surprised to see two boys about the age of another pair of boys who had left the village years prior matching their appearance. Can it be? Naruto and Sasuke, spoke a Shadow Kage. So, you remember who we are, Hokage-sama, spoke the blonde, as he handed the Hokage another paper he had in his pockets. A report from Itachi. Well, it seems you boys have been through a lot. Training in various disciplines, seeing different places throughout and around Fire Country. What's this about some unique trait of the Kyuubi? Asked Sarutobi. He. Itachi told me it was better I demonstrated through tests of the ninja. I promise you won't be let down, replied Naruto. Let's just say it's quite the handy tool he has, chimed in Sasuke. Very well. I told Itachi to make sure you didn't return here until you were ready to become Genin. Do you think you can pass the Genin exams without having to go through the academy? Asked the Hokage. He may be a little rough around the edges in book smarts, but he can put up a mean fight when given a chance, and Naruto, spoke Sasuke. Okay, you're the smart one, I get it. You don't have to rub in front of the Hokage, shouted Naruto. I think we can handle whatever you can think to throw at us. We'll see soon enough, the Hokage said as he reached into his desk and pulled out a pair of keys. He tossed the keys to the boys. These are the keys to your apartments. You'll be in the same building, your rooms are directly across from one another. Sasuke, I know you have a home in the Uchiha compound. I figured I would give you your own place just in case you weren't as welcomed as you would wish. If you are able to live in the Uchiha compound, you can return the keys to me. Yes, Hokage-sama, replied Sasuke. Okay, now then, you two boys have arrived just in time to take the Genin exams. They will be held tomorrow morning. I will inform the instructors to let you take the exams. You two best not fail. You wouldn't want to make me look like a fool, now, would you? Asked the Hokage. Not at all, Hokage-sama. We will pass with flying colors, shouted the boys in unison. Good, that's what I want to hear. Dismissed, spoke the Hokage. The two boys left the Hokage's tower and headed to the apartment building. Naruto began to unload his items. He pulled out several scrolls and started putting things away. The first was a chest full of his clothing. Next were his ninja gear. He set aside some light armor and several masks. Next, he released a scroll holding his Zanbato. Itachi had taught both of the boys Kenjutsu in their travels. Naruto leaned more towards brute strength, while Sasuke was more on the nimble side, using a katana. Naruto continued unpacking his gear. The last thing he set up was his bed. He looked around the apartment. Looked just like home. Geez, did you bring enough? Asked Sasuke. You can never have too much, only not enough, replied Naruto. Sasuke smirked as the two headed off to the Uchiha compound. Sasuke looked over a letter Itachi wrote. Sasuke frowned, hoping that his mother would offer a warm welcome, as opposed to a cold one. As the boys got closer, they noticed there were more guards around the compound than there used to be. Given what had happened, they weren't so surprised. They made their way to where Sasuke's house used to be. They could see Sasuke's mother. Well, Sasuke, it's now or never, Naruto said to his friend. The boys went up to the door and knocked. A woman with long, dark hair answered the door. She looked the boys over, about to ask who they were, until she noticed how familiar one of the boys looked. He looked a lot like her. Sasuke, spoke the woman. Ka-san, replied Sasuke. The woman broke into tears and grabbed Sasuke into a tight hug. Sasuke, the woman shouted as she was crying. Ka-san, I can't breathe, gasped Sasuke. The woman set Sasuke down. Who is this boy here? Asked Sasuke's mother. This is Uzumaki Naruto, we trained together with Nai-san, replied Sasuke. The face of Sasuke's mother went still, hearing that the boys had been with the killer of her husband. Even if he was her son, it was still hard for her to deal with the fact her eldest child killed her husband. He wanted me to give this to you, Sasuke said as he handed over the letter. Sasuke's mother looked it over. As she read, more tears formed in her eyes. That Itachi, he really did love his family. Sasuke's mother said, I'm not mad with him. I was at first, but I understand why he did what he did. As asked, I've not told a soul about it. I trust that he told you never to tell anyone, as well? The boys nodded in response as Sasuke's mother continued, the villagers were told that you were kidnapped along with your friend. I take it Itachi told this to you as well. She got another nod from the boys. Okay, well Sasuke, if you want, you can live here again. Your room is just as you left it. Sasuke smiled. I'll be glad to stay here again. In this big house, I'm sure you could use some company. Yes, it would be nice to have someone here again. Sasuke's mother looked over at Naruto. Naruto, you are welcome to stay here, too, if you wish. You can have Itachi's old room. I would be glad to, Naruto smiled as he spoke. Man, now I have to repack everything, and move it in over here. I didn't expect this. Oh well, I've gotten used to living with Sasuke anyway, Naruto thought to himself. The Kyuubi smiled in Naruto's mind. She was glad the two boys would continue to live with one another. Naruto and Sasuke went back to Naruto's apartment and repacked his things, then transferred them over to his room in the Uchiha household. Both returned their keys to a surprised Hokage. He didn't expect Mikoto to allow Naruto to stay in the house. The boys returned to their new home and had a wonderful dinner. Mikoto was more than happy to cook up a nice meal. She was quite happy to have her boy back home. She was hopeful Itachi would follow soon. After their meal, the boys shared parts of their adventure with Sasuke's mother before heading off to sleep. They knew they would need all the sleep they could get. They didn't expect the Genin exams to be a cakewalk. The next morning, both of the boys gathered up their ninja gear and headed for the academy, not knowing what to expect. Umino Irika had heard from the Hokage he was about to receive 2 students who were ready to take the Genin exams, even though neither had ever attended the academy. He was curious to see what kind of students they were. As Sasuke and Naruto entered, he looked rather puzzled. They didn't have any standout features, excepting the blonde's rather large zanbato. Okay, so, I take it you two were the students I was told about, spoke Irika. Hi, shouted both students. And you two are supposed to be ready to take the Genin exams? Very well. Your names, said Irika. Uzumaki Naruto. Uchiha Sasuke. Everyone in the room gasped at hearing Sasuke's name. He was the lost heir to the Uchiha clan. The young ladies in the room seemed to eye the boy. He was, in their opinion, a lot more handsome than the masked blonde next to him. I'm going to date him for sure, spoke a girl with pink hair. No way, forehead, he's mine, spoke the blonde next to her. Quiet, shouted Irika, you two, take a seat. The two boys took a seat. Sasuke made sure to stay away from all the girls looking him up and down. Naruto took a seat next to a girl with short lavender hair and near white eyes. The girl smiled at Naruto. Naruto returned the smile. Huh, a girl more interested in me than Sasuke, thought Naruto. I think it's rather cute, said Kyuubi. Now then, as you know, today we'll be holding the Genin exams. Irika was interrupted with a knock at the door. He answered to find the Hokage in front of him. Hokage-sama, shouted a surprised Irika. Irika, I'm changing the exams into a practical test. I looked over your evaluation reports of your students and formed them into balanced teams. Their tests will be decided by their Jonin senseis, spoke the Hokage, as he handed Irika a list. Very well, Irika said as he began to look over the sheet. Okay, I will break you off into teams. Your Jonin will decide from there. Irika began to read off the teams. Both Sasuke and Naruto listened for their names. Okay, now, Team 7 will be led by Hatake Kakashi and consist of Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke turned his head, Haruno Sakura. A loud squeal of delight could be heard throughout the room, and Inuzuka Kiba. The sound of Dogboy could be heard coming from the same direction. Team 8 will be led by Yuhi Kurenai and consist of Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto looked at Iruka. Hyuga Hinata. The girl next to Naruto fainted. And Aburame Shino. Naruto and Sasuke didn't pay much attention to the members of Team 9. However, one name did catch Naruto's attention. Team 10 will be led by Sarutobi Asuma. Naruto knew the name. He's the wind-using Jonin Itachi told me about. I wonder why Hokage-sama didn't put me on his team. Iruka continued, and consists of Akimichi Choji, Nara Shikamaru, and Yamanaka Ino. Your senseis will meet with you momentarily. Good luck, Iruka spoke as he left. Sasuke and Naruto walked over to each other. Well, I guess it makes sense we're not on the same team. He did say they were balanced. I guess having us both on one team would be overkill, spoke Naruto. Yeah, but why? Oh, why did I have to get stuck with a fangirl on my team? Replied Sasuke. I guess you're just lucky. She must have some redeeming qualities. She did make it this far. Yeah, and then again, she could be there to balance me out, which would mean she's a rather miserable ninja. The two boys could hear a loud scream, I am not a miserable ninja. I did way better than Dogboy did. That scream was followed by another, hey, who are you calling Dogboy? Naruto looked over at Sasuke. Looks like you have your work cut out for you. Have fun. Naruto walked off, and Sasuke looked over his team. Sakura and Kiba were still arguing. Okay, so, I guess we should try and learn what our strengths are. Grr, quiet, shouted the Uchiha. Sakura and Kiba ceased their bickering. Okay, so, as I was saying, we should talk about our strengths and weaknesses, so we'll be better able to work as a team. Okay, I come from a clan of dog users. I work here with my partner, Akamaru, a small dog in Kiba's jacket barked at hearing his name. I would say my strengths are in close range, and taijutsu. I don't have any particular strengths, I try to keep a balanced style, spoke Sakura. My greatest strengths are in ninjutsu and kenjutsu. I also know some genjutsu, said Sasuke. Huh, I heard you Uchiha had a knack for genjutsu, has something to do with, what was this called, asked Kiba. Sharingan. I'm not an expert, but I know a couple tricks. I would say my fire jutsus are far more impressive, replied Sasuke. Sasuke-kun's fire jutsus sound way better than Kiba's dog tricks, said Sakura. Both Kiba and Sasuke grumbled to themselves. I think I hit the jackpot. Oh, Kami, what did I do to deserve this? Sasuke thought to himself. A few moments later, a puff of smoke appeared and dissipated to reveal a silver-haired Jonin, with the band of his head protector covering his left eye. The Jonin looked over his Genin team. So, you are my team, eh? Let's see, you must be Uchiha, from the dog, you must be Inuzuka, which would make you Haruno. Of course last names are so formal, how does Sasuke, Kiba, and Sakura sound? Much better. Only people I met for the first time call me by my last name, never really did like that too much, especially since, it was just awkward, Sasuke stuttered. He was about to say he didn't like being called by his last name, because he never knew if someone was talking to him or his brother. He knew it would be a mistake to see he was traveling around with the man who murdered the Uchiha Council members. Yeah, I often spend a lot of time with other members of my clan. If someone shouted Inuzuka at the top of their lungs, I wouldn't know who they were talking to. I'm with them, Sakura chimed in. Okay, and the same goes for me. Kakashi will do. Hi, Kakashi-sensei, the group replied. So, let's go over everyone's strengths and weaknesses. Kakashi was cut off by Sasuke. Kakashi-sensei, we already got you covered. I take it you know as well? I have a rough idea. Since we have all the formalities out of the way, I guess I should get your test underway. So, how about it? Kakashi asked the group. Hi, shouted his team. Meanwhile, Naruto was getting to know the members of his team. Hinata had finally recovered from the shock of hearing she would get to be paired with Naruto. Shino was next to her, discussing something. Hey guys. So, I guess we're going to be on a team together from now on, spoke Naruto. Shino looked over at Naruto. Hinata backed up a little. Are you guys okay? Spoke Naruto. We're fine, Uzumaki-san, replied Shino. Don't be so formal. Naruto will do, okay? You don't mind if I call you Shino, do you? Replied Naruto. I don't mind, replied Shino. So, we already know each other's names. What do you guys specialize in? Asked Naruto. Our clan specializes in the use of Kakai bugs, replied Shino. Shino-san is also great at devising strategy, said Hinata. Ah, that's good, because I'm not. Sasuke was always the brains between the two of us. Don't get me wrong, I'm not ignorant, just not the world's best strategist, spoke Naruto. So, what's your specialty, Hinata? Well, my clan's specialty is close-range taijutsu, using our Byakugan, replied Hinata. I've heard of the Byakugan before. It allows you to see the chakra circulatory system, right? I've never seen it in action before. I look forward to seeing your art in practice. I have a great familiarity with the Sharingan, the dojutsu of the Uchiha clan, Naruto spoke. I've been curious to see how the Sharingan compares to the Byakugan. I've heard some say the Sharingan came from the Byakugan, spoke Shino. Well, I might be able to help in that in more ways than you think, Naruto responded. So, already talking strategy, are you? Spoke a woman covered in body wraps. She had deep red eyes and long, raven hair. Are you Kurenai-sensei? Asked Naruto. Smart boy, yes, indeed I am, spoke Kurenai. I have to ask you something, what do you specialize in? Asked Naruto. All business. Naruto, right? Naruto nodded as Kurenai continued, I'm a genjutsu specialist. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. I was trying to figure out why Hokage-sama assigned me to your team. I thought he would pair me with Asuma-sensei, since he is one of the few jonin with wind-natured chakra, just as myself. But I'm not so great with genjutsu. I get shivers up my spine thinking of what I've been through in genjutsu training, spoke Naruto. Well, I'm glad I meet your approval. So, you are Aburame Shino? Asked Kurenai. Shino nodded in response. Which makes you Hyuga Hinata? Spoke Kurenai. Hinata nodded. Very well. Now that I know you, and it seems that you know a little about each other, I'll administer your test, spoke Kurenai. Kakashi looked over his group and removed 2 small bells from his vest. He held the bells in front of the group to explain his test. Your task is quite simple. All you have to do is make sure each of you are able to get a bell from me, Kakashi told the group. Sensei, there are only 2 bells, and 3 of us, Sakura spoke. Oh, is that right? Well, here's the deal. Whoever is unable to get a bell will have to sit and watch as the rest of us eat dinner in front of them, Kakashi explained. Interesting. So, regardless, one of us has to take a fall. This could be fun, Sasuke thought to himself. Meet me at Training Ground 3 in an hour. I'll explain more then, Kakashi said as he disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Meanwhile, Team 8 was awaiting instructions for their exam. My exam is simple enough. All you have to do is catch me. That's all, spoke Kurenai to the group. Sounds easy, Naruto said. I said simple, not easy. It's a lot more challenging than it seems. Meet me at Training Ground 7 in an hour, spoke Kurenai as she disappeared. Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to enjoy this, muttered Naruto. The team spent an hour thinking of possible strategies and becoming more familiar with the talents of the members of their teams. They made it to their respective training grounds with time to spare. However, Team 7 found themselves waiting for a few minutes for Kakashi to show up. Sensei, you're late, spoke Sakura. Oh, sorry, there was this old lady having some problems with her dogs, Kakashi explained, while holding a certain book in his hand. Sasuke looked at the cover and quickly realized what had really made his sensei late. Kakashi-sensei, is that Ika paradise? Asked Sasuke. Yes. How did you know? Asked Kakashi. Sasuke slapped his face, saying, my last sensei rather enjoyed Ika. I see. Well, as much as I would like to meet another Ika fan, I'm sure you would like to get the exam underway. Kakashi grabbed the bells and tied them to his vest. All you have to do is grab them from me. However, if you hope to stand a chance, you need to come at me as if you wish to kill me. Makes sense. Sasuke was interrupted by Kiba running at Kakashi at full speed. Kiba slashed his claws at Kakashi, only to have the Jonin turn around and knock the dog user's head into the ground. Easy does it now, Kiba. I haven't even said to begin yet. You have until sunset. The exam starts now. Have fun. Kakashi said before disappearing. Well, he doesn't hang around for long, now, does he? Spoke Sasuke. Ow, that hurt like hell. Damn Kakashi-sensei, Kiba muttered as he got up. So, Sasuke-kun, have any ideas? Asked Sakura. Well, before we can do anything, we need to figure out where he went off to. Once we find him, I can easily keep track of him. Using this, Sasuke said as he changed his eyes into the Sharingan. His Sharingan was in its complete, 3-tomo form. Cool, Sasuke-kun. Where did you learn to do that? Asked Sakura. I learned how to summon it while training. It's a technique all Uchiha clan members have the ability to use at some point, if circumstance brings it out, explained Sasuke. He already has use of the Sharingan? Kakashi thought to himself, what kind of training was he under to develop it so early? He must take after his brother. Okay, so we know what to do when we find him. So, how did you plan to find him? Asked Kiba. That's where you come in. Kiba, I take it that, as a dog user, you can track things through scent, right? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, I see where you're going. Akamaru and I can find him, replied Kiba. Okay, when either of you find him, signal us. Sakura, you and I are going to go after him, with you taking point. He'll either strike back, which I doubt, or he'll try to avoid us. That's what I'm counting on. Wherever he goes, I'll track him and grab the bells before he realizes I've caught up to him. Sound like a plan? Asked Sasuke. I like it, replied Kiba. I'm with you, Sasuke-kun, replied Sakura. Okay. Kiba, go find Sensei. Sakura, you and I need to hide until Kiba finds him, spoke Sasuke. Hi, both Kiba and Sakura shouted. Kiba and Akamaru went off to find Kakashi. Sasuke hid himself in the nearby bushes. Sakura hid herself in a tree. Kakashi took a look around the area. He noticed Sakura and Sasuke had hidden themselves. He realized Kiba was out, roaming through the area. More than likely, he has his dog helping him. I think it's time to have a little fun with them. Sakura kept an eye out for Kiba's signal when she saw Sasuke appear, crawling out of a nearby bush. He had several kunai and shuriken stuck in him. His clothes were soaked with blood, and he appeared to be crippled. Sakura jumped out of the tree to help her comrade. Sasuke, she shouted. Sakura, he got me, said Sasuke in a low tone. As Sakura was looking after Sasuke, Kakashi came up from behind her and knocked her out. He dispelled the illusion he created of Sasuke. Well, I already taught Kiba about taijutsu. Consider this a lesson in genjutsu, Kakashi said as he disappeared. Sasuke grumbled to himself as he saw Kakashi leave. He quickly went down to pick up Sakura. He slapped her on the face to wake her up. What happened? Sasuke-kun? You're okay? Asked Sakura. You fell for Kakashi-sensei's genjutsu. Try to be more careful, okay? If Kiba found him, we would have been in a tight spot without you, Sasuke responded. Sakura nodded and went off to another tree. A few minutes later, Kiba found Kakashi and signaled the other two members of his team. Sakura and Sasuke charged after Kakashi head-on. Kakashi made a series of hand seals. It looks like you guys need another lesson. This time, it will be in ninjutsu. Katan, Gukaki no Jutsu. Kakashi shouted. Sakura dodged the large fireball. Sasuke looked to see where Kakashi was headed, and leaped after him, successfully grabbing the bells. Here, catch, shouted Sasuke, as he tossed the 2 bells to his teammates. Kakashi, slightly surprised at his students' actions, hopped down to the ground, and looked at his students. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I was curious to see if you would use the Sharingan, Kakashi spoke. If you have a tool, you might as well use it, responded Sasuke. Well, even though you grabbed the bells, since you gave them up, it looks like you won't be eating this evening, replied Kakashi. Did I give something up? Sasuke asked as he looked Kakashi in the eye, and held up a bell. 3 bells? Well, I still know that one of them is a fake, Kakashi responded. But which one is it, Kakashi-sensei? Asked Sasuke. Clever. I've given this test many times to 3-man cells. This is the first time a group pulled off something like this. Kakashi responded, however, I know full well the ability of the Sharingan to aid in Genjutsu. Kai, shouted Kakashi as Sasuke's bell disappeared. I take it you know a little about the Sharingan, inquired Sasuke. Oh, a little, Kakashi said as he lifted his forehead protector to reveal his Sharingan. I see, so you're the copycat ninja. Sasuke said, alright, I admit defeat. I'll watch you guys eat. Just don't make it something too delicious, okay? Kakashi tied Sasuke to a training post and gave Sakura and Kiba a couple meals. Now, I'm going to make my report to the Hokage on your successful completion of the exam. You are not to give Sasuke any food. If you do, you all fail, Kakashi said, before disappearing. Sakura and Kiba looked around to make sure Kakashi was gone. Here you go, Sasuke, said Kiba. You deserve it, Sasuke-kun, said Sakura. Guys, it's okay. I knew he would probably see through my trick. Don't worry. Sasuke was interrupted by Kiba shoving food into his mouth. Shut up and eat, said Kiba. Thanks guys, Sasuke said. A few moments later, an angry Kakashi appeared before the group. Well, I warned you, but you went and gave him food anyway. Kakashi shouted. His group had a shocked look on their faces, bordering fear. Congratulations, you pass. Spoke all 3 in unison. This is the real point of the test. Those who don't show respect to their teammates are lower than trash, Kakashi said before untying Sasuke. At Training Ground 7, Team 8 found Kurenai right away. Glad to see you made it here. As I said before, all you have to do is catch me. This will require you to work together. I don't advise splitting up. One more thing. You need to come at me as if I'm trying to kill you. Don't hold back. Now, begin, shouted Kurenai. Kurenai stood still, confusing her team. You're kidding, right? You're not even going to try to hide, asked Naruto, as he dashed after Kurenai. He went straight through her. Genjutsu. Of course, grumbled Naruto. She is a master of Genjutsu, spoke Shino. Well, Shino, you're the brains of the group. Got any ideas? Asked Naruto. Hinata's Byakugan might be able to find her, Shino said. But if she switches between illusions, I might lose sight of her, Hinata said. If it weren't a Genjutsu, I could track her movements with my Kakai. Shino said. I can help you with tracking her, Naruto said. How do you plan to do this? Asked Shino. Naruto closed his eyes and opened them to reveal a Sharingan, each only with 2 tomo. Sharingan? How is this possible? You're not a member of the Uchiha clan, are you? Asked the surprised Shino. Well, just know that I have it, Naruto stuttered. It would be much easier if I could just say it was you, Kyuubi, Naruto thought to himself. I know, Kit. But you know the rule. You know what happens if you go around telling people about me, spoke Kyuubi. I know. Hey, you think you could use that alteration thing to give me the Byakugan, too? As interesting as that sounds, kid, I doubt it would end well. It's better we not find out. I don't want to mess up your eyes. Besides, having two dojutsus in one team could prove rather useful. All right, responded Naruto. Interesting. Okay, if Hinata can find her, you can track her. As long as you can keep track of her, I can send my Kage to catch her, said Shino. And then we got her, shouted an excited Naruto. Okay, Hinata, spoke Shino. Byakugan, shouted Hinata. The veins around her eyes bulged, her pupil-less eyes showed signs of detail. Do you see her anywhere? Asked Shino. This is a very complex illusion. All of the illusions appear to have chakra systems. Wait, one is stronger than the others, spoke Hinata. Where is it? Asked Naruto. Hinata pointed towards the kurenai she thought was real. Naruto took a look at it with his Sharingan. It started moving about, from illusion to illusion. Naruto pointed at the entity, making sure Shino knew where to send his Kage. Within moments, the Kage surrounded the kurenai. The three dashed at her, but were surprised to find it was an illusion. Hinata looked it over again. It does have a stronger chakra system than the rest, spoke Hinata. I hate genjutsu, muttered Naruto. Have a history with it? Asked Shino. Yeah, my previous sensei was also a genjutsu master. Sasuke was rather good at it. He was able to use his Sharingan to cast all kinds of genjutsu. Sensei was the best. We always thought it was his eyes, but he could even cast it with his fingers, if you can believe that, Naruto explained. I learned to release it, but I doubt I could dispel one this powerful. Could you try? Asked Shino. I guess, replied Naruto. Kai. Nothing appeared to happen. However, Hinata seemed to notice something with her Byakugan. Shino-san, Naruto-kun, the chakra of the illusions decreased. I think I can find the real kurenai-sensei, spoke Hinata, there. Naruto locked onto her with his Sharingan. Shino, there she is. She's around a little more rapidly than before, I guess it's really her this time. Shino's Kage caught up to kurenai. The team soon followed. As soon as they caught her, she dispelled the illusions. I'm impressed. I didn't realize you were a uchiha, spoke kurenai. Naruto chuckled. I'm not a uchiha. Don't ask about the Sharingan, just know I have it. Kurenai stood still for a moment. Very well, then. Congratulations on finding me out. You showed great teamwork, utilizing each of your skills to the best. I'm glad you decided not to use that, Kurenai spoke, pointing at the Zanbato on Naruto's back. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to use it. I doubt I would have been able to catch you with it, anyway, replied Naruto, with a huge smile behind his mask. At the end of the day, all the teams had finished with their exams. Each of the Jonin senseis reported to the Hokage. Team 1 failed. Team 2 failed. Team 3 failed. Team 4 failed. Team 5 failed. The Hokage was beginning to feel a little depressed, hearing that all the teams failed. Team 6 failed. Team 7 passed, they showed excellent teamwork. Uchiha, incidentally, showed great leadership skills. The Hokage was pleased at the report. Team 8 passed with flying colors, also showing great teamwork. I have something else to report, about Uzumaki. Oh, said the Hokage, raising an eyebrow. He seems to have come into the possession of the Sharingan. The other Jonin in the room were surprised at this. Well, that is interesting. Continue with the reports. Team 9 failed. Team 10 passed. Their teamwork needs some help, but even their fathers had a rough beginning before becoming the infamous Inoshikacho team. Very well, I'll be looking forward to your full reports later. All are dismissed, except Kurenai, spoke the Hokage. The other Jonin left. Kurenai, keep a careful eye on Naruto. I'm not sure what the Kyuubi could be capable of. Hi, Hokage-sama. Dismissed. Kurenai left. Sarutobi summoned Naruto to his office. When Naruto arrived, he faced the young blonde with a serious face. "I take it the Sharingan is that interesting trick you picked up on?" asked the Sandame. "Hi, Hokage-sama," replied the blonde. "I don't suppose you would be willing to tell me how you came to possess a Sharingan?" "Kyubi. She developed a way to copy Kekei Genkai and integrate them into my body." "When did this happen?" "She developed the technique a couple months ago, that's why my Sharingan is still incomplete." Naruto revealed his Sharingan only had 2 tomo. "Impressive. Hokage-sama, Kyubi told me that you don't trust her. I would like to ask that you consider trusting her more. I understand why I have to keep her presence a secret. That's why I started wearing this mask. In the time since she first revealed herself to me, all she has done is look out for me. She helped me get this Sharingan to protect myself. Even this mask was her suggestion," explained Naruto. "All right, Naruto, I'll try to put my trust in her, but the moment she puts you in danger is the moment I tighten that seal." My, that's a bit harsh," spoke the Kyubi. "I think you hurt Kyubi's feelings, Hokage-sama," said Naruto. "That's how it has to be. I have to look out for the welfare of the village." "Okay. Is there anything else you can tell me about Kyubi?" asked the Sandame. "When she takes over my body or lends me her chakra, my power becomes great. So much so that I worry I may lose control at times. Kyubi has limited the amount, saying I need experience to learn how to utilize her strength." "I see. Itachi's report had something about that. That's all I have to tell you, Hokage-sama." "Very well, Naruto. I'm proud of both you and Sasuke for passing your exams today. Give Sasuke my regards." Dismissed. Naruto left the Hokage's tower and returned to his home in the Uchiha compound. He told Sasuke about the Hokage's praise. Both boys went to sleep that night with smiles on their faces. "There he is," shouted Sakura. "All right, this time we're not letting that pest escape," shouted Sasuke. Sasuke ran down an alleyway and cornered what looked like some kind of demon. The creature was staring him down. It was then that Sasuke had an idea. He activated his Sharingan. Within a few moments, the creature was running into Sasuke's arms, looking at him as if it feared for its life. "Damn cat," muttered Sasuke as he placed the animal in its cage. "You did it, Sasuke-kun," shouted Sakura. "Yeah, and it only took 2 hours. I should feel so accomplished," muttered Sasuke. 2 hours to catch a damn cat. I swear, if I could just cut its legs off so it could never run away again. Sasuke thought to himself. Sasuke signaled Kiba to rejoin the group. "So, you finally caught it, huh?" asked Kiba. "Yeah, damn pest. It's too bad we had to track a cat. I think Akamaru probably kept the thing on the run from us. Of course, for all the trouble it was worth, I wouldn't mind turning my back while Akamaru went a couple of rounds with it," spoke Sasuke. Both Kiba and Sasuke were smiling. Sakura not so much. "Hell yeah. Let that dog rip the little bastard to pieces," spoke a voice inside Sakura's mind. The group met up with Kakashi and headed for the Hokage's tower. "If you don't mind my asking, how did you manage to catch Tora?" asked Kakashi. "Well, I had the little bastard cornered, then used my Sharingan to cast a genjutsu convincing the little pest a pack of dogs was chasing after it," replied Sasuke, with a smirk on his face. "That was a little extreme, don't you think?" asked Kakashi. "I didn't think so. Frankly, I would have just watched if it was a real pack of dogs," replied Sasuke. Kakashi wasn't surprised. He had to put up with the pest a couple of times. "Seems no matter how old that cat gets, it will still try to run away," Kakashi thought to himself. As the group entered the Hokage's office, they were greeted by a rather happy pet owner. She ran up, grabbed Tora out of the cage, and started squeezing the cat so tight, even Sasuke felt for the creature, despite the rather crude ideas he had moments before. "Geez, if we let Akamaru kill it, we would have put it out of its misery." I love you so much. That's the second time you got out this week. You shouldn't do that to Mommy, you know how much it upsets her. Spoke the owner as she left the office. Second time this week, asked the members of Team 7 in unison. That must have been what Naruto was talking about the other night. Something about Hell's Cat. Now I know what he was talking about, Sasuke said. The group was dismissed, and were more than happy to get a chance to rest up before their next mission. On the way out, Team 7 passed by Team 8. Going to, or finishing with, asked Naruto. We just got finished catching this cat. Tora was its name, replied Sasuke. Hee. I bet you had fun with that one. See what I mean when I said Hell's Cat? Asked Naruto. Yeah, I get it. How did you catch the little bastard? Asked Sasuke. Shino's Kakai. Never thought I would be so happy to have insects around in my life, replied Naruto. Damn, you would think getting the life sucked out of it would convince it to never run away again, Sasuke thought to himself as his team left. Team 8 continued on their way to the Hokage's office. Hokage-sama, shouted the group in unison. I have another assignment for you. The construction taking place in the eastern portion of town has finally been completed, and the area is in need of a cleanup. Spoke the Sandaime before Naruto interrupted him. Hokage-sama, I feel like we are ready for a C-rank mission. We've been handling D-rank missions for a couple of months, spoke Naruto. I think we can handle a C-rank mission. The Hokage thought over Naruto's request. Kurenai smiled, Shino remained passive, Hinata was a little shocked. The Hokage thought over Team 8's record. They succeeded in all of their missions. Nothing particularly outstanding. And then there is Naruto. He's been through intense training, these missions must be boring to him. I remember how that was. Alright, I'll give you a C-rank mission. Asked Tazuna to come in, spoke the Hokage. A relatively built Ran came in, looking like he had been spending a good part of the day drinking. So these are my guards? These kids? Asked the man. They may be kids, but they're full ninja all the same, replied the Hokage. Very well. Muttered Tazuna to himself. This is an escort and protect mission. Tazuna here needs protection in the completion of his bridge project in the Land of Waves. It's not the most hot-blooded mission, but I'm sure you'll find it an improvement over trash pickup, explained the Hokage. Naruto smiled, giving his approval. Very well, keep an eye on this man, make sure none of the thugs out there rough him up. Dismissed, shouted the Hokage. As the teammate left, the Hokage looked over to Irika. I guess it was only a matter of time before he made a request like that. I'm sure it won't be long before Team 7 and Team 10 try to do the same, said the Hokage, with a smile on his face. He remembered what it was like. From the smile on Irika's face, it would seem he remembered as well. Team 8 made their way out of the village and towards the nearest port. The only way to get to the Land of Waves was by water. You seem to enjoy my little outburst, Kurenai-sensei, spoke Naruto. I never really liked D-rank missions. None of us ever did, but someone has to do them. Even if you guys execute this mission with outstanding performance, you would still have to do D-rank for a while. At least until we have another graduating class coming out of the academy, explained Kurenai. Yeah, I figured as much, but still, it's nice to be able to do something outside of the village. I'm used to moving around. I get uneasy when I have to stay in one place for any duration of time, replied Naruto. Kurenai-sensei. Stuttered Hinata. Yes, asked Kurenai. It's nothing, replied Hinata. Geez, a stuttering girl, a loud mouth, and a quiet guy. Some team you are, spoke Tazuna. Think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. Must not kill client for insulting team, thought Naruto. I'm glad you have a better temper than mine, Kit. I'd have knocked him in his place right then and there, spoke Kyubi. The group continued on their way. Kurenai paused for a moment. You heard it, too, sensei, asked Naruto. Yes. Sounds like 2, maybe 3, get down, yelled Kurenai, as a series of shuriken and kunai were thrown in their direction. You guys protect Tizuna, I'll take care of them, shouted Kurenai, as she dashed after the assailants. Naruto drew his sword and activated his Sharingan. Hinata activated her Byakugan, and Shino readied his Kakai. The three stood by, listening for signs of either their sensei or their opponents. A bloodied man jumped towards the group. Hinata jumped back, while Naruto charged forward, cutting into man almost enough to cut him in half. The body of the man covered Naruto's sword in blood. Naruto pulled out his sword and watched the bloody corpse fall to the ground. Kurenai appeared, unharmed. Did you get him? His partner distracted me long enough for him to get away from me, asked Kurenai. I got the pest, replied Naruto. These weren't just average thugs. They were ninja. Tizuna, you told the Hokage you needed protected escort from some thugs that were troubling your bridge project, spoke Kurenai in a stern tone. We couldn't afford a bearing mission, so I lied about the details. Gato, the tyrant in control of the area, has choked our economy. He controls all trade and keeps the profits for himself. With the bridge, we would be able to conduct trade on our own without having to go through Gato, explained Tizuna. We should head back to Konoha, unless you three feel you are ready, spoke Kurenai. I've dealt with worse than this Gato in my travels, spoke Naruto. I'm with Naruto-kun, replied Hinata. I stand by my team, spoke Shino. Very well, we'll continue with the mission. Looks like you got more than you bargained for, Naruto, spoke Kurenai. Naruto smiled in response. The group continued into the land of waves. As the group got nearer to the country, a heavy fog enveloped the boat. This is unusual, spoke the owner of the small boat. Kurenai and Naruto pulled down the rest of the group as a large sword was thrown at them, landing in the deck. A man seemed to come out of the fog itself to join the sword. Kurenai quickly recognized the man. Momochi Zabuza? The demon of the hidden mist, asked Kurenai. Oh, so you've heard of me? I'm here to kill the old man. Just stay out of my way, the man said, pulling up his zanbato. The demon of the hidden mist? I've heard of you before. I've always wanted to test my blade against a member of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, spoke Naruto, pulling out his zanbato. Nice sword, kid. But understand this. I ain't about to hold back just because you're a kid, replied Zabuza. Wouldn't have it any other way, but let's head to the back of the boat. I'm kind of supposed to protect the old man, spoke Naruto. Zabuza grumbled, but complied. He figured he might as well have a little space while fighting the kid. Wait, Naruto, shouted Kurenai. Relax, sensei, I can handle this. Worst case scenario, I'll need a new arm, spoke Naruto as he took his kenjutsu stance. Zabuza pulled his zanbato up. Let's make this a kenjutsu match. Just 2 men and their metal. No ninjutsu tricks, spoke Naruto. Very well, I've been looking forward to being able to have a match like this. Better not disappoint me, kid, spoke Zabuza. The two held their ground for a moment. The boat rocked slightly, and the two disappeared. The loud clang of metal could be heard. Kurenai noticed something right away. He's not using his Sharingan. He's serious about having a straight kenjutsu match. Hinata, can you see them? Asked Kurenai. Yes, Naruto-kun is doing well, but I am not sure if he can win, spoke Hinata. I agree with you. Naruto is at a serious disadvantage without the Sharingan, replied Kurenai. Zabuza and Naruto continued their duel. The boat rocked back and forth as the heavy metal was being swung around. The sound could be heard for miles out along the calm waters. An observer in another boat was watching the battle carefully, waiting to make a move. After several minutes of metal clashing against metal, blood appeared to rain down, and the 2 men returned to their stance. Naruto dropped his sword, a wound on his shoulder making his zanbato feel heavier than normal. Not bad, kid. I haven't had this much fun in a while, but you're still a kid. Too bad. I would have liked to fight you again, Zabuza spoke. Damn, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. He didn't get his title sitting around and swatting at butterflies, Naruto thought to himself as he closed his eyes. He replayed a moment from his training. A loud clang could be heard throughout the land. Itachi and Naruto were having one of their many duels. Naruto was using his Sharingan in an attempt to deal with Itachi's superior speed. Itachi stopped and looked at Naruto. Naruto, try fighting without the Sharingan. You won't improve your Kenjutsu as well if you use ninjutsu, spoke Itachi. Look at me, I've been able to track your movements without having to use the Sharingan. You did well enough before you got the Sharingan. Naruto complied. He was no longer able to readily detect Itachi's movements, and was knocked around a lot. He was on the ground, gasping, looking up at Itachi from the ground. It's only been a couple weeks, and you've already lost some of your edge. See what I mean? Asked Itachi. Naruto nodded in response, and got back up, sword at ready. Naruto closed his eyes as Itachi prepared to swing at him. He dodged, and struck Itachi in the gut. Itachi stumbled back a bit, and looked at Naruto. That's more like it, he replied, as he charged at Naruto again. I learned quite the lesson that day. It hurt like hell, but I understood why Sasuke avoided using his Sharingan with Kenjutsu. I should have known it wasn't to give himself a handicap, Naruto thought. Then put that learning of yours to use, and kick some ass, kid, replied Kyubi. Zabuza took another swing at Naruto, while his eyes were still closed. A loud clang could be heard. Zabuza looked surprised at first, but amused. Naruto still had some fight left in him. Sorry for the delay, had to collect my thoughts, explained Naruto, a smile on his face. You might just entertain me yet, kid, replied Zabuza. The duel of the Kenjutsu users raged on. Tazuna was stunned. What he thought was a little kid was giving the man known as the Demon of the Hidden Mist a run for his money. Damn kid has some fight, muttered Tazuna. Naruto-kun. Hinata thought to herself as she was watching the battle. Shino stood still, watching the scene unfold. His silence was his way of admiring the battle. Both Zabuza and Naruto were beginning to slow down, the continual fighting finally beginning to wear them down. One loud clang, and the two stood still. Naruto had a smirk behind his mask, as blood began trickling down Zabuza's head, followed by his headband falling off. Not bad, kid, ain't had a match like this in quite some time. What's your name? Asked the former Miss Nin. Uzumaki Naruto, genin of Konoha, replied the young blonde. A genin? Must have one hell of an academy, replied Zabuza. The countryside was my academy, and I had one hell of a sensei, explained Naruto. I'm impressed, kid, I'll give you that much, replied Zabuza. Seems below someone like you to be working for this gata person. Why are you working for him? Asked Naruto. Money, kid, simple as that. And this Gatu has more than enough for me to achieve my ideals. Which are? Asked Naruto. Takeover of Kirigakure, explained Zabuza. Pretty lofty goal. Doesn't suit you, though. Tell me something, you've been out in the country, doing as usual for a little while. Isn't that much better than trying to stage rebellion in the place you once called home? Asked Naruto. Have to admit, it's been better than being stuffed in that village, dealing with one group of rebels after another, replied Zabuza. You know, Gata would never pay you. That greedy miser would rather leave you dead than give you a cent, yelled Tazuna. I'd be quiet if I were you, whispered Kurenai. Did you become a shinobi for money and revolution, or because it was what you wanted? If you can look me in the eye, and tell me it was for money, then I'll raise my sword, and we can finish our duel until one of us is a bloody corpse. So, why did you become a shinobi? Asked Naruto. Zabuza thought it over. He knew it wasn't money. He thought it over. At first, it was for the thrill of adventure, I guess. And now it's to protect. Alright kid, it's because I wanted a thrill, and I wanted to protect my daughter, Zabuza muttered. Daughter? Asked Naruto. Not really my daughter. I took her in. She's been through hell. I thought her unique abilities would make her a powerful weapon, but over time, well. Zabuza stuttered. Even demons have a heart, spoke Kurenai. Meanwhile, on the nearby boat, a girl wearing a mist mask was shedding tears at hearing what Zabuza said. If you're tired of fighting off rebels, maybe you should try being a Konohanin. Still have to do missions, but without the rebels. And you'll have me to spare with. Not to mention your daughter will be safer, explained Naruto. Zabuza thought it over. Konohagakure was a lot more stable than Kirigakure. I'll talk it over with the Hokage when we get back. Besides, what thrill would you get out of killing a drunken old man? Asked Naruto. Quiet kid, yelled Tazuna. Alright, kid, I'll give it a try, but if I don't like it, your head and body are going to part ways, Zabuza said, as he strapped his Zanbato to his back. Haku. Come on. A person from another boat jumped up onto their boat, just as the fog was disappearing. The person was wearing a mask, and had long dark hair. If you don't mind my asking, could you remove your mask? Asked Naruto. He didn't like being unable to look a person in the eye when meeting for the first time. I would rather not, spoke the person in a feminine voice. I'll remove mine, if you remove yours, is that fair? I'll remove mine first, Naruto said as he removed his mask, revealing the whisker marks on his cheeks. His team was shocked at what they saw. The demon boy. The one our parents called a demon, spoke Shino. It's him, the boy I met as a child, the one I thought was cute. Hinata thought to herself, realizing why she felt warm around the boy ever since he sat next to her the day of the Genin exams. Haku removed her mask. She had a scar going across her face. It was from Kirinin, when they tried to kill me. They killed my mother, and tried to kill me because of my Kekei Genkai, explained Haku. People with a Kekei Genkai was used as weapons during the last war. Afterwards, they were feared, and hunted down. I found Haku crawling through the streets, living on scraps. When I saw the scar on her face, and saw her abilities, I knew I had to look after her. Something compelled me to, explained Zabuza. I know what it's like, Naruto said, as he lifted his shirt, revealing multiple scars, and a seal on his stomach. Shino over there is right. I was treated like a demon, beaten all the time, nearly burned to death, because I was feared. Why did people fear you? Asked Haku. Naruto was quiet. He knew he couldn't say. He is the vessel for the Kyubi no Yoko, spoke Kurenai. Sensei. Naruto spoke. It's all right, Naruto. Sooner or later, your team was bound to find out. However, you must not breathe a word of this to anyone else. To do so would mean death in Konoha, explained Kurenai. Shino and Hinata nodded. Naruto replaced his shirt, but kept his mask off for the rest of their journey into the land of waves.
That is the end of the video. Comment ramen if you got this far and I will see you in the next video.